Please listen carefully.
Well, hello, universe, and welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Kristy Jansen.
And I'm Summers McKay.
And we're part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help make it one focused on solutions.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we're sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, kitten-tube-worthy podcast. Today is Tuesday, the 15th of June, 2021.
It's true. You should put like a live feed on in your office, like your kitten channel, because they are pretty adorable.
Yeah, like kitten tube plus Australian Shepherd playing with kittens.
Yeah.
It's so cute around here. And
we can play it on the Optimist Daily's channel, and it can go viral, and we'll finally get tons and tons of people watching our YouTube.
Kristy, I think this is it. I think this is what's going to change. We've been looking for what is our game changer, and it's kittens and puppies
That's
playing.
the thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So in case you're kind of wondering what we're talking about, quick kitten update. Kristy and I rescued 2 kittens from a parking lot in suburb Austin, Texas, and they are doing just fine. They have expanded their domain to the office. They're playing. They're still kept away from my other cats because they still are under medical treatment for this weird thing called coccidia, but they are perfect and happy, and you can watch kittens on my Instagram all day, every day. You can also get other interesting news tidbits and things from the Optimist Daily. But first, Kristy, we didn't get a chance to check in like a ton yesterday. How was your weekend, and what's going on with your days?
It just feels like I'm reconnecting with my social life all over the place. I had lunch with a good friend yesterday who I've talked with him periodically through this last 15 months, but he's going through some things. And so it was really just good to reconnect with him. I had a couple of different birthday parties that I went to outside. Still in a safe way, but all these people, and like at one of them we had stickers whether we could be hugged or not, because some people are still
my goodness, I love that.
I had a pink sticker, which meant I was open for hugs. Other people had blue stickers, which meant they were like, or green stickers, so they were like wave only. But it was really nice to be able to hug different friends, and I guess that meant if you were vaccinated or not.
Right. Or, you know what, maybe that's something that we should just have in general, because I actually think we should institute name tags, because I am terrible with names, but I have a reason. And the reason is most of the time people get introduced like 1 or 2 times to someone. You might get to hear their name once and then hear it again. I get one shot because everybody remembers my name because it's a weird word, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the world should always wear name tags so that I am not having to like admit left and right that I did not remember your name.
Hey, you.
Nice to see you. Hey,
again.
Friend. Hey, friend. How's it going? But now if our name tags had pink or green stickers on them, I could be like, hey, Kristy, going in for the hug. Yeah. And then, hey, Amelia, waving hi. I think this is probably a new system that needs to be instituted. So between that and Kitten Tube, the Optimist Daily is making some game-changing plays.
These are all solutions, right? This is how we raise our mood. I think we should start with your headline today. Yeah. Talking about what's good for your health and how to raise your mood.
Well, I think we should. All right. So my headline is very, very joyous. And I picked it because this morning I went for a walk with a neighbor and we walked outside. I dropped Brendan off at school. We walked outside. We saw deer. We saw cardinals. We listened to birds. And then I came home and I got to Cleo was sitting outside watching.
I can hear the kittens in the background.
Exactly. You can hear the kittens.
Hear my birds out my window.
Exactly. And then I got on the horn with Kristy and we're hearing her birds tweeting. I get such grounding from the sounds of nature. And then this headline popped up and it proves there's logic to it. So simply listening to nature is good for your health. is what my headline reads. As we all know, there's few things as relaxing as like the whisper of the wind through the trees or a mountain stream or maybe the sound of the ocean. But it turns out these sounds do more than actually help my baby fall asleep, as well as you probably too. They can actually be beneficial for your health. And Michigan State University researchers, along with Carleton University and Colorado State, partnered with the National Park Service to investigate exactly how they impact our health. They analyzed studies and found that listening to the sounds found in natural landscapes have the power to decrease stress and pain, improve cognitive function, and enhance mood. Here's what's interesting. We kind of know those things, but we didn't really know exactly why. The sounds of nature prompt our brains to shift our focus outward, right? So all of the stress and things that are focusing inward that have got you tied into knots or awake at night, when you're hearing nature sounds, your focus shifts outwards to places, spaces imagined beyond yourself. And that allows that inward stress to not become such a priority. So bird sounds are associated with lower levels of stress and annoyance. I don't know, Kristy, you might be annoyed at the sound of kittens because they're being pretty rowdy at the moment. Water sounds enhance tranquility, awareness, and relaxation. Worry not if you do not have access to spending lots of time outdoor in, crazy nature sounds, because even nature sounds mixed with urban sounds, natural noises are still beneficial. So in addition to all of the apps that exist and like my Alexa channel that constantly runs ocean sounds, just get outside and listen to nature and listen to the combination of nature and your environment wherever you are to reduce your stress, because we all need stress reduction.
Yeah, and I like this article too, because I think we forget we're such visual animals as humans. Mm-hmm. We think about what we're seeing all the time, but there's something about the audible landscape and the sound landscape that I think actually penetrates to my heart in a more direct way. Mm-hmm. And it might just be this kind of thing. I feel like it changes my mood when I'm listening to sounds. And one of the tragedies is in the urban landscapes that we live in or in our homes, there's so much noise. There's like noise pollution. And so if you can get outside of that and just experience the quietude, which nature is not quiet. I mean, being away from all of like car sounds doesn't mean it's quiet, because there's always noises.
For example, the 17-year cicada migration situation.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot even tell you how loud it is outside our house at night. It is like you open the door and it's like 17 million cicadas are serenading my front porch.
I wonder what that effect has on the human body. Like, does that make you more relaxed?
Well, I think it probably depends on how you feel about bugs. For me, I was like, oh, they're awake. These guys have been sleeping. For my older children, it was like, oh my God, there's so many bugs. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of observing things.
Yes.
My headline that I wanted to highlight today reads that honorary Pulitzer awarded to teen who filmed the George Floyd murder. And this was a headline that I really wanted to celebrate and highlight, because I felt that what Darnella Frazier, who was the young woman who filmed the murder of George Floyd last year, what she did by documenting that tragic moment was she launched an entirely new chapter in our understanding of race and structural racism and just sort of the legacy of slavery in this country and white supremacy in this country. And so the Pulitzer Prizes, which came out last week, included an honorary award for this young woman, this teenage woman, Darnella Frazier, who by documenting that exchange really changed the whole conversation in a way that I can't. It's almost like a war correspondent when you saw the bodies of the servicemen and women who died in Vietnam coming back, how that really launched the protests against that war. Yes, my window is open.
Because of the birds. The birds are supposed to be in the background. Yeah, we're listening to birds
today. Sorry, I left my windows open because
to anyone who's listening wants to know what just happened.
Is like texting me saying, "Hey, your birds are really loud this morning." I apologize for that, but
we were trying to be poetic, but But back to the poetry of storytelling on this
Prizes. So I think this is such an important comment. And even though she's not an established journalist, her bravery and noticing and then having the thought to document it really made us all think about where are these injustices that are going on and how can we really transform our society so that the legacy of white supremacy and slavery doesn't continue to infect generations going down and down and down the line.
Yeah. Well, I think, this experience as far as for this young woman filming this very, very tragic time, this tragic and horrific murder was not only courageous, but also perhaps in many ways instinctual as we move into a new chapter of being citizen journalists, right? That we do observe our world, right? And so the idea of having your phone and being able to capture moments and share moments, like we were joking about having a kitten channel, or maybe we weren't joking, I don't know, but we can experience and share one another's lives and one another's stories in ways that we never used to be able to. And if we think about how the pandemic happened in 2020, when we had connected video technology, it made it so different. And so the technology that she had in her pocket to capture this moment, and then the technology available to share it with the world in order to affect change and to put a stake in the ground that this will not work anymore, this is no longer, that this must change, is so powerful. And what I love about this story is it reminds us all of our own individual powers, right? We are all infinitely powerful in our voices and our storytelling, and we can be the change makers by showing up and telling stories and having courage to acknowledge and shine light on the problems so that we can focus on solutions.
Right. And it's that citizen scientist, the citizen journalist, the citizen being engaged with our world, I feel like is one of those, we forget that we do have power in our own lives. And the way that social media has just been drumming on all this suspicion and this, I don't know, this is a use for it for good.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that. So what else is on today? And I'm sorry, my birds are really going crazy.
I know. You may have to close your windows while I read this out. Let's see. Other stories on today's Optimist Daily include first Tasmanian devils born in mainland Australia in 3,000 years. Yay, it's a big day for creatures. New UN climate program aims to restore the planet's ecosystems by 2030. That is good and aggressive, and I need to read that story. Scientists develop life-saving scream detecting drones. There is an organization that is helping athletes advocate for climate change, which, we've seen a lot of stories about athletes choosing to step away from competition for mental health reasons and recognizing that their voices and their tools can be used for more. This is really interesting to see athletes evolving the role that they play in the social dialogue. And then there's another great story. Colorado confirms the first litter of gray wolf pups in 80 years. They're really cute. Kristy, are you bird free? What else do we have?
Maybe you can adopt some of those puppies too.
Do you think I should put some gray wolf pups into my cat?
Your menagerie of little critters.
There is a mama deer in our backyard with a little fawn just laying out there. And actually this morning Cleo was like sitting watching the mama deer, and the mama deer knew that Cleo was just no threat. Well, they were just peacefully watching together.
I have to say that if those wolf pups grew up, they probably would not be just letting the deer sit around there, but that's okay.
I think Cleo is a very unique dog, but yes. Okay, what else is on what other headlines do we have?
There's an artificial island in Copenhagen that aims to protect the city from sea level rise. How to deal with germs in a post-pandemic era. Now that we're starting to open things up, how do we deal with germs that are still going to be coming at us? And a new bee vaccine that can help pollinators become immune to pesticides. Help those pollinators keep going, right?
Yep.
So that's it today on the Optimist Daily. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for listening to the Optimist Daily Update. We promise to keep sharing these solution-oriented, positive news stories with ideas on how you can participate in the changing world and ensure it is changed for the good. We promise to keep covering current events with accuracy, legitimate sources, and offering you the information we all need to chart new paths for all of us.
And if you have not already, please consider becoming an emissary on the optimistdaily.com. And for just $5 a month, support reader-funded independent journalism. Be part of the solution, changing consciousness and addressing our world's biggest challenges with a problem-solving mindset. Help us keep the Optimist Daily free to all who need it, supported by those who can. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.